trading right now. Typical for a morning. How's it going, man? Hit you up with the science? I got you, man. Let me give it a little bit here and we'll go ahead and start. Oh, bass. You know what? It might be the song, dude. The song I was just playing is pretty heavy on the bass. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Flat, yeah, it's pretty flat right now. Yo, Chris, how you doing, man? I got you, man. Just turned it down for you. It was definitely on the higher side. I got it. Mr. Fumble, how you doing, man? Thank you for moderating. Appreciate you. I don't know what that noise is. Let me see. Sorry guys, there was a how's that? Sorry about that, guys. There was a background noise on one of the channels I had here. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I was turning down the actual music. I was like, bro, I don't think it's that loud. Okay, there we go. We fixed it. We're good. We're good. Sorry about that, man. How you guys doing? How's everybody's day so far? I'm streaming a little bit earlier today. I figured, you know, it's interesting time, so we gotta be on it, right? I'm gonna be chilling today, guys. It's gonna be a chill day, alright? Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at AMC here on the 15-minute. So, we're in a pretty good spot, I would say. Right now we are still tracking the cycle. We're still tracking the cycle inverse right now. So you guys can see this is like literally to a T, bro. Look at this. And that, my friends, is why the cycle works. Why the cycle works, you ask? Let's see when we start tracking identical, man. When we start tracking identical, I'm going to be very, very bullish. Right now we are tracking invert. So if we flip this guy, there it is. You can see how these movements are very persistent, I guess you could say. What's good, guys? How you doing? Anybody who just joined, welcome. You're in a simulation right now. Any sign of the projector setup? So remember, the projector, Mikey, is the projector is what we're tracking right now on the cycle. It's not what's playing out, right? So if the projector plays out with the cycle, I mean, that's great. That's bullish. But the setup that we currently have is not necessarily a bullish setup. So the projector, therefore, would not be exactly playing out how we want it to. It's just when I mean the projector is playing out, I mean it on the cycle, on the actual cycle we're tracking, not on the current AMC chart, if that makes sense. So remember, guys, we are tracking a 62-day cycle. For those of you that are aware of that, and we've been doing it for a really long time now. Watch this. Like, this is what we tracked for 2 weeks straight, okay? And right now we are still tracking inverse. I said I was gonna wait a couple of weeks, or I'm sorry, a couple of days for the first couple of days for the green projector pattern, and right now we are tracking it inverse, as you guys can tell. I mean, look at that. It's to a fucking T, man. It's insane. This is just insanity, bro. Look at that. And we're falling right now with it. For anybody who doesn't think the cycle works, guys, it's been working for me, man. If it works for you guys, I'm telling you, bro, this shit is insane. What day of the cycle are we on? We're on day 2, man. The cycle is long. The cycle is 62 days. This specific cycle, right, that I have. I make it very clear so you guys understand. It's not an algorithm or anything. Or not an algo. This is not a fractal. This is a cycle. A fractal would be something like this. Right, I've shrunken this pattern and now it becomes a fractal, or I stretched it. That's a fractal. A cycle is something that does not change in time, okay? It can change in height. The ratio can be the exact same. The height could be different, but not the time. The time is very much put in place. You cannot change it. So this is a thing that I was here. I'm gonna switch the screen real quick just so you guys can see a little bit better. Somebody asked me yesterday. They're like, so remember I had a bearish scenario, right? This is our bearish scenario, guys. So if we take this pattern back here, right? The pattern that we're currently tracking right now. I'm not changing it in any sort of way, guys. This is the same pattern. The only thing you can change is the height. Remember, that counts because the ratio doesn't change. So what we do here is we end up taking this pattern. You flip it, right? So the worst case scenario that I had mentioned the other day was that we would get a spring action right here. If we track this pattern identical, basically what would happen is around Friday, early Friday or late Thursday, we would get a sort of spring action on this tip back here, which is possible for a bearish scenario. And like I said, guys, I'm really looking to bounce off of either that gap fill that everybody was talking about. Personally, I would like to bounce now and just flip the algorithm and start going up. But if that's not the case and we bounce one more time, I would basically see this exact pattern playing out inverse to the cycle. So it's just something we're gonna have to wait for. Right now, I don't want to make any sort of scenarios based off like on the short term. I don't really like to do that. I like to do it more on the macro. So right now, we're just gonna go ahead and track this pattern. I really do think that, you know, we've been tracking the first 2 days. And man, like I said, it's tracking to a T. So what up, guys? Chris, how you doing, man? Richard, how you doing? Tess, how you doing? Good morning. Hope everybody's having a awesome morning. There it is. You guys can see the actual moving average and, you know, understand how these are moving, right? That's all you guys need to know. So we're tracking adverse on the micro, but we didn't have enough info to see if we were tracking anything on the macro, right? So yeah, the cycle that I track here, man, is typically going to be micro movements as far as the direction, right? So these are you can clearly tell, right, with these that this is what the cycle basically tracks, is like these very specific movements that are happening throughout the entire pattern here, this huge pattern. And on the macro level, it's obviously a little bit different, because that's where you have to understand like the technical setups and sort of play into the psychology game that these institutions are doing. But on the micro, it's a little bit easier. And what I mean on the micro, I don't mean like the minute chart or like the 10-minute chart. This is a 30-minute chart, but we're looking at things from like a I would say like a half-day perspective, maybe, to where you can clearly see these price movements, you know, happening. So it just gives you a better picture. And then this is the thing, guys. Like, there's a lot of people that just don't believe that there's a cycle happening, or just they don't understand the system like that. And I tell them, I'm like, dude, all you gotta do is take any of these patterns and move them around, right? If you don't think there's some sort of pattern in a frequency, just move them around. Like, I can move this guy right here, you know, anywhere, right? And flip it or whatever, you know. And if you could find any sort of correlation anywhere I place this, then show it to me, right? If I place it right here, is there any correlation happening between these patterns? No, right? It has to be in place somewhere, and it has to be following those movements to the upside or the downside. If it's not doing that, then there's no cycle happening. And right now, there's definitely a cycle being followed. So not psychology at all. It's just simple as taking candy from a baby. The scam is complete. Look at the BBs too. So this is the thing, man, and this is why I'm trying to push this sort of message out. Again, not financial advice, but people need to know what's happening, man. People need to understand that if there is a cycle and we're tracking that cycle, why not spread some sort of information that can help people out, man, and people understand that, hey, dude, this stock's being manipulated. Like, you guys should be careful. Don't be putting your money on something that you don't that you don't you know, that you can kind of work with and understand. And this is why I'm showing you guys. I'm not just pushing out something like random that doesn't make sense. I'm pushing something that, man, I mean, this took me a while to figure out. And I obviously want to share it with you guys because I hate that the system is doing this. I hate that the system is manipulating something in this way. It's very corrupt and very, very wrong. I don't know why I deleted it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this wedge, guys, and sort of figure this out, right? So let me go ahead and move in the, yeah, it's right back here. So let's say this plays out, right? So we'll put that guy right there. Move it up a little bit. Let's just say that this plays out, okay? And let's just see worst case here. If that is gonna be the low, which this would actually be, so this would actually be around that gap fill, so around 16. Let's just say this plays out, okay? Worst case, man. This is the bear scenario for the week anyways. If this plays out, obviously we're still in this wedge. This would be a pretty crazy bounce just because of that, you know, that sort of psychological point that people are looking at. Gap fills are, in my opinion, are stupid, man. I don't know who created this concept, but they did it on purpose. Whoever pushes this this trend, this like filling the gap trend, I don't see how it has any use in like, bro, it makes absolutely no sense. But the fact that it's a trend and people are following it, it's an opportunity for funds and institutions to play in on it, right? Create a gap beforehand, and then push that out in the future and have people sort of talk about it. Oh, we need to fill this gap. Well, yeah, now we're gonna fill it because everybody's pushing this narrative out. So yeah, now we're gonna fill that gap, right? It is like basically what's happening. So this is a likely scenario as to how that's going to happen, maybe in the near future. That is the bearish scenario. So we'll just see, guys. We'll see. This would be basically the scenario here would be doing something like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the intraday real quick. What up, RWK? How you doing? Mikey, you're welcome, man. Window Puppy, how you doing? WPK. I don't think so. I don't think it's over. Window Puppy, I don't agree with that, man. I'm sorry, I don't think you can. I think there's a difference between what other people are pushing and what I'm pushing. What I'm pushing, you can't really, you can't fight against because it's option based. It's based off of option expiration dates. The cycle that I have tracking is the time sequence is normalized, meaning that you cannot, like, if you want to change the algorithm on the cycle, then you literally have to go in the option chain and delete these dates. Basically, take out these dates. That's impossible. You can't do that. Because that is the way that is the way that this specific cycle works, is based off of options completely. Chase, of course, my man. Does it show any signs? I think it shows signs, man. I'm telling you, if we end up playing this reversal back here, so take the volume out real quick. If it ends up tracking like this, and we go down on Thursday and get that spring, this is actually very likely, man. Just because people are talking about, again, this sort of gap fill and this spring action. It's like right here, clear to the eye. So this scenario is also very likely. If that is the case, guys, I'm telling you, I'm the only thing I'm looking for is not crossing 15. If we cross 15, I said yesterday, I'm going to change my short-term conviction, not my long-term, but my short-term, I'm definitely going to be changing. Once this plays out, it's always the first week, guys. Once this plays out, this part of the cycle, I'm very bullish on right here. Why? Because in the past, it's been tracking inverse completely. Always been tracking inverse. Right here, it was a bit like a mix of both, but it tracked inverse, right? Right here, obviously, it tracked identical. So we're at a very, very like interesting point here in the cycle, because we're at really low levels, you know? Yeah, compressed spring effect of, yeah, man. That's all it is. It's just spring can only be sprung so much, right? Before it just, you start off like that. It's like a bigger spring. And then it starts to narrow down until it's compressed completely. And then it gets so tight. Right? I wish I could compress this, but I'm trying to. And then it just pops. Yeah, Andre, you got that right, man. Because looking at it, like if you guys saw the squeeze scenario that I posted, it's completely based off of that too. It's like if they had one more game to play with retail, it would be getting us up within cycle terms, and how they have to like specifically cover these shares, or know that shorts have to cover these shares. These institutions will go long on these dates, but if they can bring it down one more time because of technicals, then they will, and they might take the whole market crash thing as an opportunity, because at that point, you make money along the way, you shake off even more people, and then you cover, or you start to bring the price up when the market starts to dip. I don't believe that the market is going to crash like right away. I don't believe it's going to be a really quick crash either. I think it's going to take like 3 years. But the start of it is typically what's the harmful part, because what happens is a lot of stocks go down like right away on that. The first ones to go down, it would make sense for it to be like the small and the mid cap, because the larger cap stocks are the ones that are going to take forever to go down, but they're going to go down, right? So like Apple and Microsoft, all of these bigger stocks, they're going to suffer, but they're going to suffer in the long term, not in the short term. The short term, you're going to see these kind of stocks suffer. So what they would do, in my opinion, is do the same thing, right? They would bring it up to like maybe 120, and then once that dip starts on that specific scenario, they would sell these premiums again, shake off as much people as they can, and then again create another technical to another technical setup, which what I had was this sort of cup and handle pattern. If you guys saw that video, it was a cup and handle, and then that's where the ripple effect would start, because then these smaller hedge funds and or mid hedge funds like Citadel and stuff, they would start to get margin called, and that ripple effect would start, and that is what would trigger basically everything at that point. So that is that scenario, that second scenario I posted. Do I think the spring would be Thursday? My alarm just went off. No, I personally don't think the spring is going to be Thursday. Oh, you're talking about the short-term spring. Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual spring I was talking about back here, which everybody thinks AMC is just one large spring, like on a macro level. It's just one large spring waiting to explode. What the spring is if you people that study like Wyckoff theory and stuff. I don't study Wyckoff theory, but I know how it works. I know the basics of Wyckoff. And in Wyckoff, there's like 3 schematics, and there's one schematic that basically sets up this pattern, and the spring is basically the lowest point within that schematic, right? So what happens is once you get that spring, you shoot up and you create LPS then SOS, and SOS is what takes you up. This does look like a very specific Wyckoff schematic that I've seen. From this level right here, this whole thing right here looks like a Wyckoff schematic. It looks, I don't remember which one it is, but if this constitutes as the spring, if this does happen down here, it would be spring, LPS, and then SOS, and it would just shoot it up. I agree with Wyckoff schematics to a certain extent. I think it's really hard though to predict what is going to happen with a stock, just because you have to get the time frame like exact. You have to get it correct. And that's why it's sort of a guessing game, because you can study this on a minute intraday, you can do it on the macro, on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour. You never really know where to approach it. That's why it's harder to like predict when things are happening. So that's why I don't put all my faith in something like that. But it definitely is useful once you to make judgments, or create multiple possibilities, I guess, that could go down, right? That could happen. Hey, Alexander, the thing is, the short exposure that happened last year. I mean, if you guys saw when the report came out on AMC and GameStop, well, GameStop really, but they even said that the pressure that brought the price up was not shorts covering. It was just retail. It was retail bringing the price action up. It was FOMO basically what brought the price action up. So and obviously institutions that went in on it as well, creating this pressure that shot it up. But there was no evidence of shorts covering. So that's why people are still, their conviction hasn't changed, because the short interest hasn't decreased. Nobody knows basically the manipulation that's happening behind the doors. It's all it's very strong, like speculation. It's really, really, really strong, and the evidence just points to that direction, right? But nothing has changed, man. I mean, the short interest is where it's at. Things are still looking really good to me. My conviction hasn't changed. It wasn't 100% retail, of course, but the majority of it was when coming in retail. And that's what I keep telling people too. Like, these things that are happening, okay? Back when we, for the first time, I'm not talking about this date right here. I'm talking about back here. This. You can even tell by the charts that this wasn't really as expected as these institutions thought it would be. This was more of an accident if you really think about it. Just the way this chart looks. You can compare this with this. This is more of a pump and dump versus this. This is where it creates a cycle, because right here the situation is a lot different. Now you have a lot of retail holding, and the price is harder to be manipulated in that sense. But back here, man, look at how quick this came up and came down. Within a week, man, we went from 20 bucks to 5. That's a lot different than going from 8 bucks to 77, right? And then not being able to bring the price down to 5 again. It's a different game. It's a different way to approach it, man. What up, Welsie? How you doing, man? Chase, how you doing? Yeah, Rocky, and the SEC report clearly said that. Now, if the SEC is lying to us, then that's a different thing, man. But the whole thing here, guys, is that there's so much that is not transparent right now within the market. And that's the problem, right? Is that we're getting fed this information that is not, it could be a little bit misleading sometimes. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that beauty right there. Yo. Adam, this is the inverse cycle. So if for anybody that just came in, this is the cycle we're currently tracking. And this is the inverse pattern. Right now we're tracking the cycle inverse. So I'm going to make this red. Whenever we track inverse, I always make it red. But this is this, right? What up, the big dog? How you doing, man? Francis, so the thing is, man, I don't think, this is the thing, man, I don't think we're gonna get like any sort of like price action like surge or anything on Friday like that, like people think. A lot of people thought we were gonna have like some sort of gamma squeeze or something like that. I personally don't think that's gonna happen, because there's a lot of options right now out of the money, and obviously with a gamma you need a lot in the money, and this was expected, guys. You have to remember, when the price starts to do something like this, these institutions controlling the price are not going to risk bringing the price up right there, right? A lot of people thought that we were going to do something like this, where we just shot up. I personally don't believe that. I believe that, again, if you guys saw the cycle sessions video, you know that there's a projector that needs to play out before a run up. And what that means is, like, once the technicals are ready and good to go, that projector has to set up, right? Checking the algorithm before shooting up. I firmly believe that. That's why on the current cycle, the cycle squeeze that I just posted, the scenario, you have the same thing happening. It's a run up that starts like staring its way up, right? Slowly, and then setting up that projector before running up. The technicals have to be ready. Like right here, man. Right? This right here was the projector. This is the pink pattern right here. Projector. This has to check the algorithm. There's a giant flag. We were set up. We were ready to break out and go. This would be the initial setup right here, initial projector. And then you could say that on a macro level, you would make another one, right? Bouncing off of this resistance line here. This would be the next projector before taking it up. It's exactly what happened in January, I'm sorry. See? You have basically your setup down here comes down, projector, shoot up. This is the most important thing before a run up. And it happens every single time too. It happened right here, and it happened in January as well. See? And it happened in November on the first run up. Right here. You could say there was like two right here, but right here. See? Now, a lot of people think that we're back here as well. And I've talked about this with a couple of people. You have to remember that when you take a pattern or a fractal or whatever, and you just copy paste it and think if you believe that something is going to happen based off of that, you have to consider a couple things, guys. You have to consider what price you're at, right? These were low levels, okay? We're talking $1.90. Of course, this is going to be attractive to retail. It's going to be attractive to institutions because the price is low. When you're up here dealing with these higher levels, right? You're dealing with 70 and 60, 40, right? Even down here, even 20. The technicals have to set up differently. This is not just going to shoot up the same way because the price is different. This is not, we're not dealing with $1.90 anymore. This is a lot more expensive. So up here, it's going to be a little bit harder to do something like that. You can't just shoot up. You have to set up for it. Set up with the technicals, right? It's just a little bit differently, man. It's a different game. Local urban, can the current options bring it up to 40? I mean, bro, like I said, anything is possible. If I did talk about like a bullish case for the week yesterday, and basically what that was the green pattern just playing out identical. So I would have loved for it to just start playing out identical right now, but right now we are tracking inverse. So if we did, start tracking identical, then we would play out basically the second portion of it. So back here, and man, I don't think we would go to 40, man. If anything, we would just bounce off of this, which is like 23, 24, and then come back down again to like 22. I don't think so, man. I think it's definitely a far stretch for something like that to happen. Remember, guys, how does this compare to Doge? Oh yeah, let's bring up Doge just to see how that cycle is tracking right now. So Doge is in the stages of creating its own like projector pattern that obviously would, on this setup, it would create this projector pattern and start to come up right at the levels that it's currently at. There's no confirmation of that yet, and that's why I'm waiting. And I said this, I'm like, guys, we're gonna wait and see what happens with Doge. If it starts tracking Lucid, then that's really bullish for AMC. But like I said, guys, it's all speculation. We just have to wait for that to go down. So this is the thing with Doge as well. There is a, if we look at Doge in the way it's tracking AMC, you see these like movements. You see them all over the place, but right here, it took 4 days for this to happen, around 4 days. It says 6 here, but that's counting obviously the weekends because we don't have a system in which, you know, we trade 24/7, so 4 days. If we apply the same thing back here, see, the run up happens back here, which actually makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, there's a consistency of these movements, and I had posted this on a couple of streams ago. I think it was like 2 streams ago, where I said that these movements are happening consistently. Like right here, there's a drop, and then on AMC, there's a drop right here, right? Right here, there's a run up, and then right here, there's a run up, right? It's gonna be about 4 to 8 days, depending on where you are in the cycle. But look, it's happening all over the place, man. See? Run up, run up. Keep going back. Down, down. Right here. Up, up. I don't know where else I found. There's a lot. There's so many, but it starts to really track it on the towards the end part of the previous run up, right? So right here, I'm not focusing on this part as much because this is where it actually took 21 days before Doge started dropping for AMC to do its thing. And I think the reason for this, guys, is because I think these institutions sometimes use Bitcoin and crypto as leverage to play against these meme stocks. So I think they found that opportunity back here, and that's where this whole thing started, right? Because this is where you really start to see it tracking, and this is where it like starts to really blow your mind. So we're gonna have to wait and see, guys, if this is true and this does play out. Again, it takes 4 days. Or I'm sorry, hold up. 4 days. It sometimes converts to 6. We have to see where we are in the cycle here. Yeah, it's a lot different back here. See? Right here. Okay. 6. Down. Down, down. Okay. Up, up. Yeah. So it's gonna be around 128 bars. So anywhere from, like, again, 4 to 8 days, depending on where you are in the cycle. So if we had this run up here with Doge, I would say somewhere around this area is where we would probably start coming up. Again, speculation. Take it with a grain of salt. We'll see what happens, guys. All right, let's get this guy out the way. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, if you just joined the stream, make sure you leave it a like. Help out the algo here, bring a bunch of other awesome people in the chat and have a good time. Thank you again for being with us, and this is some chill stuff, guys. We're having a good time. Fucking love you, man. Yes, sorry, man. Let me go ahead and take a look at these real quick. Papa Goose, how you doing, man? Okay, got talent. If it was the case, why does it look so similar? Fractal. So this is the thing, man. Even though it looks the same, I don't know if you guys have. I talk about this almost every stream, just for anybody that is not in here. Okay, if I repeat myself, it's like you're going to class and you're doing homework, right? Like your teacher goes over the same problem over and over and over again, so that you're able to understand it, right, from their perspective, and understand how to calculate these things or how to do them, right? The reason why I have a hard time with fractals is because they end up failing you at some point, okay? Before I came up with this, man, before I came up with this cycle, I did a lot of fractal studying, and I would calculate the movements going up and down, and I would use the date and time range basically to understand the percentage going down, going up within each movement going up and down. Now, this is an awesome strategy to help you sort of create the next patterns happening on a technical level, sure. But you can't put all your faith in on fractals, because at some point they will fail you. And that's what I was trying to tell the chat, because this right here, man, was one of the first fractals that I studied, okay? And this is what happened. Right? You take this entire sequence, you bring it back to where you want to, right, where you want to study it and put it. I thought that here we were playing out what was the green projector, and I thought about this like on a larger macro scale. I was like, dude, I wonder if it would make sense that this was the green projector, like this giant green projector that would make us squeeze, right? And I put a lot of faith in that, man, and it helped me out for a little while. It really did, because it looked very freaking similar. And I mean, you're gonna see right now, man, this pattern is like basically identical on a micro level, okay? It's one of, like I said, it's one of the first ones that I looked at. And this is what got me into this whole thing. But just look at it from this perspective, right? Once you do these like fractals and you start to study these movements going up and down, if you're going to follow it on a macro level, if I had followed this completely and said, you know what, like this is tracking identical, man, I'm gonna go in right here because like we're about to go up, we're about to squeeze, right? And then it doesn't play out, well, then you're hurting, man. And that's the problem with it. That's the problem with fractals, is that they don't always play out how you want them to. They end up failing you at some point. So it's a really sticky thing, dude. That's the only reason why I don't look at it on the micro, like at least here, man, on the micro level. We're talking like dollars, man. This is $1.90 back here. For that fractal to play out on a technical level back where we are now, where it's like the $120 level, that's really, really expensive, dude, for it to play out like that. Yeah, I love you too, man. I love you too. All right, let's switch up the style here real quick. Yeah, I think Ryan T, man, how you doing? So I think, again, I think if we do play out this bearish scenario and we do track the cycle inverse, I think after this, man, if we start tracking it inverse again, we're gonna get some sort of flip action here and start tracking identical, and it would just make sense with not only the option expiration dates, but as well as the what do you call it, the current cycle tracking, man. Like right here, remember, this specific part of the cycle is very bullish just because it's been tracking inverse the past 3 times, man. And the current setup that we're in, we're at all-time lows, man, for, you know, the past 6 months. So this is bullish to me, man. If we get this spring, it's like ready to go, man. Ready to go. No, man, I have to disagree on that. Just because, again, man, I'm tracking this specific cycle, and it for me, man, it hasn't failed me in that sense. This compared to fractals, no hate towards fractals, bro. I still do fractals. It's just fractals are a different game. There's a lot more faith that you need for fractals than there are with specific cyclical movements happening. Remember, this is unchanged time frame. The sequence has the same time frame over and over and over again based off of options. Fractals don't have that. Fractals are shrunken and stretched at the same time, and then you have to rely on that. You have to put a lot of faith in something like that for it to work. It's a different game, dude. Oh yeah, these are not fractals, bro. Look at this. This entire cycle, this 62-day cycle, and bro, I recommend you go watch the first video I posted. It's called the Cycle Song. It talks all about this. It talks about it. Basically, I put it into a song just so it's a little bit easier to understand. But this entire cycle is taken within this range right here. Okay, this is the cycle right here. The height is stretched on purpose up so you can see it, right? But it doesn't change the ratio. The ratio is exactly the same. And this is what we're tracking every single 62 days. This entire sequence is taken and replaced. There's definitely a misunderstanding in the community of what this is. This is not a fractal, guys. Just so you know, not a fractal. Ryan T, so For me, like there's a couple of scenarios I have. The first two that I've posted, the first one I posted, it's based off of just psychological and technical levels, which again, it's the system right now is pushing, you know, fib levels and hitting, you know, 260, 280 or whatever. That would be one of the first scenarios. That's not the one that I'm looking for specifically, just because, again, I think it's something that the system is hyping up, trending up, I guess, because it happened the last two times. So just because it happened the last two times doesn't mean it's going to happen the third time. I think there's something different in store for this specific next run up. Again, it's just hard right now to put a date specifically on when that's going to happen, but you can speculate it, man. I really just want to bounce, man. I want to just get that clear bounce and start building support. Once that happens, guys, it's going to be a lot easier to be making these scenarios. Yeah, Got Talent. This is a 62-day cycle. This is taken from the AMC chart. This entire sequence right here is this right here. This is this. Okay? Here, watch. See? It's the same thing. It's just the height is taken down so you can see it clearly on these levels. That's the thing. Remember when I came up with the blue pattern and the pink pattern and the green pattern, all these patterns, they're harder to see. If I take this pattern right here, the blue pattern, right? And I start to just move it around the entire sequence, it's harder to tell, right, what it's tracking. But when you bring it down to this size, right, and then it's easier to track where it's being found. See, right here, 62 days apart. This is one of the best ones in my opinion. For the cycle that played out. The blue pattern is the prettiest. Yes, Got Talent, 62 days of the June run-up. Yes, and then also there's different cycles within, depending on the price action. Once we get the next leg up, or once we squeeze or whatever, there's going to be another cycle that's formed. There's another cycle for the January run-up too. It's not the same as this one. It's different. It's a price. The price is different. So, yeah, Mac and B's, a cycle is basically a fractal where the time interval is fixed. Yes, correct. It's technically, but a fractal in cycle terms is basically used to be, you know, stretched or shrunken in the sense that you change where that time frame is not fixed anymore. It changes. So that's where there's confusion as to how this cycle works, because I'm not changing any of the dates, right? Everything stays the same. All right, let's go ahead and see intraday real quick. Just kind of come back in on this for a little while. Let's see what we're dealing with. It's looking pretty nice, in my opinion. The setup here. Yo. No, got talent. It's not repeating on the micro. That would be a fractal. It's repeating on. It's repeating on the. Well, it depends how you. What you mean by that question? Because yes, it is. It is repeating in on these specific upward movements and downward movement. It is repeating, right? As you can see right now, we're following this fractal. That is unchanged in time, okay? So get that. Make sure you understand that. It's like Mac and B said, you could call it a fractal if you want, but you need to understand that the time is not changed. I'm not going to call it a fractal because it confuses a lot of people in the sense that you can just take this pattern and then apply it on a micro level, and I just don't agree with that. So I think it's easier to remember a cycle is something that has frequency. It's something that happens over and over and over again on that specific time frame. That's why it's a cycle. It's called the cycle. If it was a fractal, I would call it a fractal, but it's not. We're on day 2 right now, Rose. We are on day 2 on the cycle. Yes, Adam, perfect. Right there. A fractal would be taking the 1 day and matching it up to the 1 minute. Perfect. Yes, got talent. The cycle is tracking inverse right now. So it tracks identical and inverse both times. What's my term for the start of the cycle? This right here is about 8 days, I believe. This entire sequence right here, it's about 8 days. You can slowly, yes. It basically, it tracks according to the option expiration dates and what these institutions have in store. Because what's happening here is once you short a stock, right? Once you short a stock in the future, you have to cover. And that is going to be based off of option expiration dates. It's going to be based off of like when these margin requirements are have to happen. That's why this cycle is strategically put in place, because if you short a stock, you're gonna have to cover those shorts in the future, right? Especially if you don't have, like, if you're doing it, you know, illegally, or as they would call, right, naked shorting. But, I mean, for those of you that just came in, would you just look at it? I mean, just look at it, bro. If we start the bounce right now and we create this sort of arc right here, that to me is already confirmation that we're tracking this inverse. Because that's 2 days in a row. And typically when we start tracking something, it takes about a week for it to flip. And that's why I think that once this is confirmed and we get this sort of pattern right here, this arc to the upside, then we might get that spring, man. It's very possible that we do get a spring on Thursday, and then we bounce back on Friday and then start to climb up again. I don't know, man. It's really hard to tell right now. So let's just go ahead and wait it out. Let's wait it out for the rest of the day. Let's see. It means we would have to just start coming up now, and then by the end of the day, basically be up here to like the $1950 level. I don't know. We'll see. Wait a minute. Hold up, guys. Okay. Hold up. Whoa. Oh my lordy. Okay. This is what I'm saying, man. This is why I love patterns, because, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I will just be sitting here just thinking of, like, what does this pattern look like? And what inverse pattern does this look like? And I just go back in time and, like, I'm just like, yeah, this looks a lot like August 24th, like when we ran up that crazy spike. Now, this doesn't mean this is gonna happen, guys. Please don't be stupid with this. I'm serious, all right? I'm able to, even though I'm able to come back and just like put something here, does not mean it's going to play out, okay? Now, this is the thing. This pattern right here, is August 24th. Right now it's inverse to this. Watch this. So if we just take this and we mirror this pattern, right? It's the same thing as this green pattern. As you can see, you're gonna find, and these are unchanged, guys. The remember, this is not a fractal. These are unchanged. It's the same pattern. However, here it's running up. This is interesting. We're gonna leave this right here because I'm just I don't know. I'm like very, very skeptical about this. We're gonna leave it right there and see what goes down. Wow, interesting. What up, Robbie Brown? How you doing, man? Wow, this is insane. Yeah, I didn't even like think that these were the inverse to each other. It is so crazy, man. I can't, man, bro. Come on. I swear, bro, if we start going up, guys, I'm gonna freak out. Mac and B's, this right here is August 24th. So I just went ahead and looked at this pattern, and to me it looked very similar to August 24th, so I just went back and copy pasted it. Just I could, like, bro, it's inverse to it basically. Like, look at that. The same pattern back in August 24th. On the same, not tracking the cycle specifically, but these patterns tend to play out throughout the entire sequence in some form of way. You're going to be able to find these over and over and over again. Remember, this is the inverse version, so a lot of the times you're going to find the inverse somewhere in the cycle. This is just crazy to me. Because remember, if we're tracking this inverse, and right now, this right here is starting to come up. See? And now it seems like we're starting to come up a little bit. So I would not be surprised if, you know, we do something like this, man. Right? I would not be surprised because that's what the cycle is tracking. I don't know. Something like that. Robbie Brown. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. I don't know, man. I've been really just, maybe I spent too much time, right? Too much time on AMC with these, but this was a very, very special moment for me. To be honest with you, bro, I hold a lot of I remember this day specifically because it was very, very emotional. In a good way, But I definitely keep this, man. Keep this on the books for sure. See what happens. If it starts to fall for whatever reason, guys, at this point, the algorithm is going to be tracking identical, right? So we have to keep an eye out for that too, because at any given point, if the cycle wants and knows, it is going to flip the algorithm for whatever these institutions have in store. So, but again, I think we're going to be tracking inverse for a little while, so I do think we're going to start to come up. Not financial advice. Cheeto, hey man, how you doing? I do, yes, I do think they represent manipulation. In my opinion, I do. Got talent, I'll answer your questions right now, man. I recommend, bro, like, I'm not just saying this to say, but I highly recommend you go watch the videos that I post, man, because I talk all about this, man. I talk about the 145 and the premiums. I talked about that, like, a month ago, about how these institutions, these long institutions, will create these out-of-the-money calls, as well as shorts, too, and sell these options at really high premiums for retail to buy. I highly, highly believe that. And that has a lot to do with this specific cycle. Go watch them, man. All your questions that you're asking right here, bro, I promise you they're going to be on those videos, man. I promise. Yes, they have tested out in the past. Yes, the blue pattern is one of those. That happens it's the most persistent, it's the most, that's why I call it the prettiest pattern, because it's the one that plays out every single time, because there is noise within the cycle, just like, I mean, that's completely normal. I talk about how when there is noise in the cycle, that the cycle tends to shift around, and shift around these different patterns within a small time frame. So, like, within a week, if you have a run-up 2 days prior, a lot of the times that run-up won't repeat itself. Okay, we're going up. Whoa, look at that candle, bro. Look at that freaking candle. Oh, that is a big candle right there. Okay, you know what that means, right? You know what that means. You know what that means. Elephants in the chat. Let's go! Guys, this is looking good. We got a horsey. Oh yeah. Let's go. Oh guys, we are getting a nice candle right now. A nice candle. Look at that, look at that. It's a supermassive black hole. You guys ready for this ride? She's going through a wormhole right now. Look at that. Look at that action, bro. Oh yeah. Let's go. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. None of this is financial advice. Now let's move, Amy. Let's do it. Amy's about to boom. Come on, guys, throw some elephants in the chat. You guys ready for this shit? I swear, if we start booming right now, man. Let's go. We are looking nice. We are looking good. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Boom, boom, candles. Let's go, Amy. Come on. Shoot up. I need to draw a rocket or something. They're rockets. We need rockets in the chat, guys, and elephants. All of it. Right now. Let's go! Yeah! You like my arrow? Amy, you like my arrow? Let's go. Trying to draw a I don't know. Let's go. Rockets. Yeah, it's a space octopus, that's what it is. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting ready to go. Look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, look at that candle right there. Guys, get ready for some action. Boom boom candles in the chat. Oh yeah. Respect the wall. Respect the wall, Amy. Alright, I don't want you crossing this right now. I need you to go up. Right now. Right now. Respect the wall. Fucking go, man. Look at that shit right now. Look at that shit. Come on, Amy. Come on. That's all I want. Great candles, Amy. Nothing else. Man, she's looking nice, bro. She is looking nice. Oh yeah, baby. We looking good. I don't know, what should I play right now? We need some funky like funk, bro. Let's do... Yeah, I'm down for some Daft Punk. Why not? Come on, baby. Funk this shit up. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Bro, Amy's gonna fucking fly to this shit, man. Look at this. Mikey, I love you. Amy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let's go ahead and recreate this rocket. I think it needs a little bit more fuel. What do you think? Oh yeah, let's get it, let's get it! Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Alright, it's not going to respect my wall, but let's see what we're dealing with right now, okay? Because if we get a drop, that's fine. Respect these, Amy, alright? I don't want you crossing this shit. Yes! Yes! Oh yeah! Let's go! Elephants in the chat. Rockets in the chat. Oh, baby. Get ready, guys. Get ready to ignite. This isn't over. Let's draw rockets, guys. Throw them in there. Let's go. Look at that rocket. Look at that. Let's go! We are mooning today. Yeah, you like that? No, you like that, Amy. You like that fuel, don't you? Come on, Amy. on. It's an ugly freaking. Come on, bro. Let's do 2 or 3. Whoa, what happened to it? Come on. Yeah, this is just a little cool off. It's all good. We are good in the hood, guys. All right, guys, watch this. Watch this, okay? See that? See that? Wow. Just wow. I'm going to take this guy out because this is tracking literally inverse. Look at that. Wow. Just wow, man. Oh, yeah. This is where it goes down. All right, guys. Okay, so we chill when AMC comes down a little bit, you know, and then we assess the situation and we look at it, right? We understand that we are currently in this giant, like Mr. Andy said here, a nice little cup and handle. We're gonna take you out for a second, buddy. All right? It's okay. It's okay. Look at that. Look at that candle right there, man. Look at that candle, man. Wow. Wow. Guys, we need to tell somebody about this. Okay? What the fuck is this, man? What the actual fuck is this? I don't even care that I'm like cussing. When I feel like strongly about something, it's just like, what the actual fuck? Wow. Wow, look at that candle. Look at this candle, bro. Guys, if you like the stream, give it a like, share it. Do what you gotta do, man. I love you guys. I love all of you. John, I think it's the fact that I'm very. I would like to assume, or like I'm very transparent in the sense that if you look at my videos, I'm not the type of person to like I'm not trying to mislead anybody, if that makes sense. A lot of the times people are gonna click on like clickbait titles and clickbait thumbnails and shit like that. I don't really like to push that, man. I don't want to be known as that guy who does stuff like that. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But I mean, this is the thing, man. Like, this is very important. And I feel like a lot of people need to know about this because clearly, man, something is happening here. Like, this is like, bro, if this doesn't scream manipulation, like, bro, I haven't I'm not moving this cycle or anything. It's set in stone. You could do this yourself. You could take this yourself and apply these to AMC. Like, this is insane. This is actually crazy to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. Alrighty, guys, we're coming up. We got a little cup and handle right here. This guy might have been, you know, maybe like that. Give it a... Oh! Let's go! Let's go, dude! Alright, we got to play some more music. Come on. We gotta play some Muse. Come on, Amy. Don't let us down. Don't let us down and respect the lines. Come on, Amy. What are you doing? Alright, I guess we're on a hazy trip now. Again. Again. That's alright. It's alright. I guess it liked my larger handle, maybe. We'll see, though. Coming up, and yeah, I don't know, man. It's looking like we're still gonna go up. Here we go. Are we gonna bounce? What are we gonna do? All right, Amy is liking this line. She really, I don't know. Something about this line. She's respecting. Appreciate it. Gotta appreciate Amy for that. Right? Come on, baby. AMC wrapped. They look the same on purpose, bro. The SPY is everything. Basically tracks the SPY. The SPY is an indice. It's basically what tracks the entire market. So it's very likely that every stock is going to follow the direction of the SPY, and that's completely normal, man. See what happens. See what happens. There might be some sort of weird reversal here. Typically with the SPY, it'll like do a fake out. It's really weird. It'll do a weird fake out and then just start booming back. This is a lot of pressure, I mean, to the upside for it to just come down like that. We'll see. What if the world is just a simulation and we just happen to crack the shitty stock market coding that someone wrote? Hey, what if, man? Right? It's almost too easy. That's the problem, man, is that I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this manipulation and all this crap, dude. Like, it's possible that every year or every day somebody finds some sort of manipulation and algorithms and stuff, and it just doesn't get pushed out. It's like the algorithm doesn't want that information out, so most people just don't know. Because in the stock market, guys, there has to be a, and this is just kind of fucked up, but there has to be a side that constantly wins and a side that constantly loses in order for the stock market to work. It's like you need your losers, you need your winners. It's just being smart about it and obviously trying to win in the stock market. Come on, Amy, what are you doing? Intraday cycles, okay. All right, let's look at the macro real quick for a little bit. Yeah, so as you can see, guys, again, tracking the inverse to what's happening right now. Again, guys, remember the SPY, it's always going to follow the structure of the SPY in its own way. Most stocks are always going to do that. You can look at any stock right now, and it will be tracking the SPY. Obviously, unless it's against the SPY, right? There's stocks that will track the opposite of what the SPY is doing. If you believe the market is, you know, like if you're bearish on the market, you track what's. There's a bunch of stocks that track the opposite of what the SPY is doing. Or a lot of ETFs, I mean. Look at that. Look at that big candle on the SPY. What did I tell you, man? What did I tell you, bro? And there we go. And now Amy's going to follow. That's a huge candle on the SPY. Yeah, that turnaround, man, that was... let's see. Yeah, wow. Didn't even hit the 786, right? Just kind of stopped here in the middle. Look at it from here, too, as well. Yeah, wow. Look at that. It's very likely that we get some sort of action like this. Sort of create this, like... before going up again. Not financial advice, just again, this to me this looks kind of bullish for the day. Wow, look at that candle, man. Look at that candle. Hey, local urban. So yeah, let me pull it up real quick for you, bro. So I had posted the scenario here, the squeeze scenario for the market crash. I'm gonna pull it up here on the macro for you so you know what I'm talking about. This one? Nope, that's not it. Right here. So this had said that if we did play out something like this, that we would have the market crash around this day. And then around April, they would start to sort of bring the price down if there was a market crash. And what would happen is, over time, these institutions would get basically margin called around this area and create this ripple effect, right? That would ultimately end up in this squeeze. It's just a hypothetical scenario. Obviously, I have multiple, and they're not meant to be playing out. They're just scenarios of what could happen, right? It's not a prediction or anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely possible that that is what triggers the squeeze. Yeah. AMC wrapped, of course, my guy. Do you know what the S&P 500 is? It tracks obviously the top 500 companies in the entire market, but that's typically what every single stock in the market is going to, like, if the market is down, by default, you're going to have some sort of downward pressure on stocks like AMC. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're trolling me, man, but like, see, like a lot of people like just come on, bro. What are you doing? I don't know if he's trolling. He might be serious. Andrew, you're welcome, man. Or Local, you're welcome, dude. Amy looks nice. I like her, man. She looks real good. But yeah, this fucking trend line right here. This is just like, bro, what the heck? Wow. There we go. There we go. Oh man, it typically the way it works, man, is when you have heavy days, like where the SPY like starts to spike up very quickly or starts to crash very quickly, that is where you will see a little bit more similarities in between the way these stocks are trading. So like if there's a lot of upward pressure, like AMC is going to obviously it'll affect the price of AMC in that way. It'll start to climb. A lot of the times though, if it's being shorted for whatever reason, you will see the opposite happen too. And this, a lot of the times, guys, this happens when we start to go up. Once we start to go up, we stop following the SPY. We stop following like basically every stock and just kind of do our thing. But right now, we're definitely following that momentum. We're following the whole market and the way it's trading. Interesting. This is very interesting right here. I'm going to take a look at something real quick on the... Let's go on the 15-minute. Hopefully I'm able to get there because a lot of the times they don't. July. Yeah. Oh, it's 15-minute. Yeah, we were able to get there. Let's see. So this happened. Let's do 3. I think this happened around like 1, man, if I'm not mistaken. It started to really like just climb. Guys, I don't think we're gonna do this, by the way. I'm just tracking the movements here. I'm not tracking the ratio. I don't think we're gonna get that, but I want to know when this thing started to shoot up. What time? What the? Why didn't I just do that? I'm so stupid. Oh, God, okay. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. Not predicting this, guys. Like I said, I'm just using the movements to understand how this specific pattern right here was similar to the cycle that we're tracking, of course. Very similar in that sense. It's tracking inverse here, but at whatever point it could start tracking identical, man. Right now we seem to be going up, man. Like, this is nice support back here, coming up. Oh, this pattern looks so similar. Trying to see, guys, help me out. Where do we find this pattern in the fast? Very, very similar. This one right here. It is in a way the projector, but this is, remember, this is going to be on like the 1 minute. So this one is like on a March. This is, guys, this is, by the way, where when we are intraday, and remember yesterday how I posted Bitcoin and how it was tracking identical and stuff? That was a fractal right there. So I do pull fractals here, but I tell you guys very clearly, if you're watching the stream and paying attention, that these fractals will fail you at some point. So it's something to remember, okay? But now look at this. Look at this. We're going up. This is very typical. This is a very typical pattern, by the way, guys. When you start to, oh shit. Okay. When you start to like climb up like that, create this sort of arc, you do something like that before going up. That's very, very typical of a stock. I'm telling you, bro. This has happened many times before. It's actually, it happened with Tesla before it started to shoot up. Maybe that's the one I'm gonna pull up here, because let's see. It's this entire sequence here. I hate that we have to go on the 4-hour to do it, because it won't. I don't know. It reminded me a little bit of Tesla. And guys, by the way, this is a fractal, okay? I took Tesla's pattern and then I did this. This is a fractal right here. Again, you know how I was looking at Bitcoin yesterday? Same thing. It's like me taking just another stock and trying to understand the movements here. But right now we are moving up, so that's pretty cool. We're going up. Look at this, bro. Look at this. I've seen this somewhere else, though, guys. This is it wasn't Tesla. I've seen this specifically somewhere else, and I'm trying to figure out where. But I'm still gonna leave Tesla here, because if we do come down and then start to climb up, we'll know why at around 1. That's what this is saying. Unless Fractals, right? Fractals fail, so does not have to play out at all. I'm gonna try and find that pattern, because I know I've seen it before. I'm just trying to figure out where. Come on, buddy. Where is it at? Where are you, dude? I don't think it was AMC. That's the thing. I think this pattern is found on another stock. What is it, though? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Please tell me it's Mara. Please tell me it's Mara, bruh. I think it is Mara, bro. I think it's Mara, guys, but I don't know. We're gonna see. Pretty sure it's Mara. It's gotta be. Yeah, I think it is Mara. Pretty sure it's Mara, yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay, this was the pattern I was looking at. On the macro, right? Sort of arc, and then we start to go up again. Now, this is my problem, though. If this does play out for whatever reason here, and it did come up here, I wonder if we would keep going up, or if we would just come down again, because Mara came down after that. It's a thing. Oh, did I delete Tesla too? Because I feel like it was like tracking Tesla too. They were like both a little bit the same. And this is what we do on the streams, guys. We just push out a lot of different patterns and scenarios that we see along the way, and I don't know, man. I think we do a pretty good job. I think the movements are similar in the way the structure of the pattern. Brettley. It's not that I think these look the same, and they are fractals. Remember, I'm very skeptical about fractals, but whenever I see a pattern, man, I do look at like the technicals of it, basically. Like when you see these patterns play out, what you want to hope for is that the technicals sort of study it in, right? Like if you took Mara, for example, and you were looking at the technicals, the first thing you would do, right, is draw your little support and resistance lines, right? So there's one right there, there's one right there. What happened here is we crossed this support line, shaking people off, and then we came back into that channel and bounced off again, and that was bullish. So what's happening down here is we are respecting this support line, right? All we got to do is apply the same logic. I'm not saying that this is going to play out, but if you apply the same logic, you're able to sort of construct this similar pattern in the way the direction is telling it, right? So there it broke a channel, and this is the channel that we're currently in right now. So are we going to break that channel, right? And we start staring our way up. You see that? How we're in, like, basically this flag? Again. It's more of a wedge, actually. More of a ascending wedge. And see how here it broke out of that channel. See, if we bring it back down here, it broke out of that channel, and then it came back to life. So there's a possibility that we're going to do the same thing. That we will break out maybe of this channel and then come back. That would be a possibility if we do something like this. Trick people. And then start to climb up. We'll see, though. We'll see. Unless we just broke out now, man. It would be nice if we just broke out. All right, we're breaking out of this channel now. Oh, there we go. We broke out of the channel, guys. That's bullish. Let's go ahead and take this guy over here. See what happens. Even the lines are like the the lines that I drew. I didn't even move one bit, bro. These guys are like perfectly there. Wow, look at that. Literally just cloning these guys. There's one point right here, breakout, and then a breakout back here. Right. This is the channel that we broke out of for a little bit and then came back. We have something similar happening here, but obviously just in a different level. It's just the structure, guys, of this wedge. But now we're playing this upside game, so let's go ahead and play some Muse and pump it up and put rockets in the chat and elephants in the chat so we could fly. Are you guys ready to fly or what? I don't think you Jose, man. I don't think you understood. You were here before I put that pattern, man. It's the concept of it, not the pattern. I'm not a fractal guy, buddy. Nah, you good, bro. I still love you. It's all good. Still love you. Let's fly. Let's fly, right? That's what we want right now. We want to fly. So throw some elephants in the chat and throw some rockets in the chat. We'll fly. That's how it works. See? It's working now. Kissy face hearts. Let's go. Need to draw a rocket. Oh. I forgot we had rockets in here, bro. What am I doing? Come on, man. God damn it. Taking a big old dump. Let's go. Come on.
come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. No one's gonna take me alive.
Come on, Amy. Let's go. All right, that's a nice candle. Volume. Yeah, we looking good. We looking good. Hey. Bro. I haven't heard this. Hell yeah, bro, Muse. One of my favorite bands of all time. Well, now that I think about it, I'm gonna turn this down for a sec. You guys know how I just pulled up the Tesla chart, and actually, man, that it looks actually very similar to that as compared to this entire thing. It's starting to look actually very much like it. What the heck, man? Remember, again, these are the movements that I'm talking about, guys. It's not that this has to play out that same way. It's the technicals of it, okay? Fractals are good for understanding technicals. Alright, I'm gonna hide the rocket for a little bit. I don't know. Kevin Park, man, I don't know why I'm not getting flagged. I guess the algorithm likes me. Nah, I'm kidding. Last time, dude. Basically every what do you call it? I lost my train of thought. Woof. It kicked me out last time. I actually shut the whole stream down. But, hey, if that happens, I'll come back right on it. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, so knock on wood, right? At some point, I'm sure it'll kick me out. Trading with algorithm, love it, love it. All right, what is this? What is going on? All right, so now we're coming down, so we're gonna have to reanalyze this situation. Go ahead and take Bitcoin or Tesla out of the way. We just crossed this channel. Remember what happened, though. Remember what happened with the Mara channel. What happened? It did this. And it came back. So let's keep an eye out on that. Because it's very likely that something like this can happen, too. Look at that. Look at that nice candle that just came back. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Look at that nice bounce. Gotta love Amy. Gotta love Amy. Look at that shit. Love it. Look at this, dude. 3. This kind of reminds me of the freaking flag we were in for so long, huh? Remember that? Because delta hedging is a thing? Bro, come on. Hey you, look man, I'm just happy that there's something that is tracking AMC and we're able to use this tool to basically as well use the technicals of it and understand the market manipulation within what's happening, right? I think it's a good tool for that. It's not going to necessarily tell me exactly what's going to happen, but I think in either direction, depending on the pattern and understanding the behavior of the pattern, it's a really good tool for that. So yeah, man, I love it. I love it so far. It's definitely a nice tool. And Mohammed, as well, man, I like to keep it and label it maybe a little bit more as like scenarios rather than predictions, because when I give predictions is typically saying that you're very firm with something that might happen, and I do say in my videos a lot, guys, that a lot of this is speculation, and even though the information I provide is very detailed and I mathematically put in place. Like, I calculate these things, guys. I'm not just drawing patterns and putting them out there. I definitely calculated, but there's a reason why there's multiple scenarios that I post, because the likelihood of one scenario happening is very low. I want to give out as much as possible so people are able to sort of look at every perspective and fit into one, right? Or fit into multiple and then make your own judgment of that, right? I think that's the healthiest thing to do. So, I appreciate you guys for those kind words and the way you feel about this. I mean, it means a lot for sure. Tony, that's very possible, man. Remember, the reverse psychology is a huge thing with AMC. You almost have to play, devil's advocate.
Sometimes I'm all alone, even when you hold my hand. I think you understand. We hide inside ourselves, dreaming about a thing or two. I often dream of you. Oh, honey, believe it's true. Sometimes you're all alone, even when I hold your hand. You know I understand.
Justin, I love it, man. I love it. I'm glad it's able to help you in that way. That's the goal, man. Able to open up, different perspectives. I know a lot of the times when, at least me, man, and this is a mistake I made in the past, but, there were people making very, 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 very confident, like, predictions, like almost telling people that they knew that, insider information, stuff like that. Not in that way, but they made it seem like everything was aligning and all these things were coming up, and they knew exactly the date and the time. Now, obviously back then there was misinformation on what this, like, there was a lot we didn't know, right? We didn't really speculate anything about cycles or anything like that. So it was a lot easier for somebody to be, a little bit oblivious to the situation. So that's my goal, man, is just trying to help you guys out. I don't want to make any irrational decisions and predictions, you know, when I do this stuff. So I'm glad it's able to help you out in that way, man. That's really cool. All right, guys, I am going to take a little 30-minute session here to set up everything. I'm gonna be hooking up actually my my keyboard to avoid the anything like being taken down or copyrighted. So I'll be playing my little keyboard and with my little mic or whatever. So I'm gonna come back in 30 minutes. So I will see you guys at 1 p.m. Okay, 1 p.m. Central Time. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern. And we will chill for the rest of the session. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for coming to this one. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Bye-bye.